resources. And frankly, with all the trucks that are parked in this community, we would need 10 traffic officers every single day issuing citations. $90 to a truck driver is peanuts. They'll pay the $90 every single day. So what I would like to occur, Tony, is find the local, and I have no idea if there is such a thing, a local truck association of some sort, so that we can sit down with them, talk to them about what the problem is, and ask them to come up or help with a solution. We cannot ban trucks, and that's where this is going. I've had it mentioned to me many times on the telephone, at Save Mart, wherever. This is becoming a logistics center for Northern California. And whenever you have a logistics center, you have trucks. Everything we eat, we use, we wear is delivered by trucks. And we have massive number of warehouses, distribution centers going up in Tracy, in Lathrop, hopefully someday in Manteca. So it's a new way of life. We're either going to get used to it or we're going to enforce it. But it's not going away.
But Mayor, I would say that, Tracy, Lathrop, if you look at those two cities, which have a lot more warehouses than we do, they do not have this issue because they do enforce it. And yes, I agree with you. We definitely need places, make it easier from the community development side to make it easier to create truck parking.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we do need to enforce it because those cities have even a lot more trucks than we do. And I'm not against trucking. Believe me, we have plenty of people that are in trucking.
No, and I'm not saying that the council is against trucks. All I'm saying is that in order for this community to enforce whatever regulations we have against trucks, we need to staff up for it.
But at the same time,
Because when we take a police officer off patrol, that's a police officer that is not patrolling neighborhoods.
Actually, I beg to differ.
it's part of their patrol.
The off-truck route violations are exactly in the area on Graveyard where the beat officers should be patrolling.
Motion detected at your front door.
2 minutes to write a parking ticket.
I don't think so.
And there's already laws and rules on the books.
2 minutes.
Chief, how long does it take to write a citation every day on the same truck?
Councilmember Halford's pretty right on his assessment for time that it takes for the actual issuing.
Okay, but once you write the citation, then what comes into play?
Goes to court.
For the next citation?
No. There's a process you have to go through
It
first.
gets sent to the citation
Oh, correct.
processing
They-
center.
They have an appeal process that they
There
can
is
go
no
through.
impact on the city because it's all handled by a private contractor.
Yeah, it's through a data ticket that we have. We have a contract with them. The appeal process is explained on this citation, and the anybody that receives a parking violation can appeal the process.
Okay, all right. So Chief, why aren't we enforcing the rules?
We have been working at it.
I don't want to
We will
put you on the
continue.
spot, but this question comes up all the time to me. Why aren't we enforcing the rules? Charlie's telling me that it only takes 2 minutes to do a citation. We should be issuing 200 or 300 citations a day.
Yeah, as time allows for the officers when they're on calls, correct. Our staffing still hasn't returned that we had prior to the recession. We're still at those levels. We're down 10% as far as our staffing for officers. Not making excuses, but calls nowadays take more than 2 or 3 officers sometimes due to the efforts that need to be expended by officers for de-escalation efforts. We have a lot of mental health crisis calls that take officers off the street that take them hours off the street because of that.
That's right. Oh, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but it's not simply issuing a citation. There is a lot more involved to it, and we are understaffed, and we have been for decades. And if we're going to do it, let's do it but let's not take away from other things that are just as important. So, and believe me, I love trucks. I grew up with trucks. So I know trucks. But it's
Motion detected at your front door.
hand in this community. And until we start enforcing the rules, it's not going to get any better. And I'll repeat the same thing about the speed of cars and the number of cars and not stopping for pedestrians on sidewalks or crosswalks. Or I'm telling you, it's an epidemic in this community. And if we don't deal with it, it's going to get worse. People are going to die. And I'm sorry, you got me going again. So, all right. I did have a couple of things. But I see Chris is gone. Jared, you want to talk about planning? I agree with Bill Barnhart. The truck route study should have been done 2 years ago. The general plan should have been done 2 years ago. There's absolutely no reason, and I've had this conversation with Chris, and I've had this conversation with other city manager, not Mike. I don't know what the story is, but every time I ask the question, I get back a planning answer, which makes absolutely no sense to this planner. And now, according to the newspaper, there's always truth in the newspaper, we're getting sued by Del Webb. I don't know if we are, Bill, or not, but that's what the paper said. Because of the truck route and the trucks and everything else. And frankly, I'm tired of waiting. I was on the committee when it initially started for the general plan. I'm now 3 years into being the mayor, and we still don't have the damn thing done. So Chris, if you happen to be listening, get the damn thing done. And the homeless, I've had this conversation 100 times. People want us to do something we can't do. And I'm tired of seeing them in town. And, I wish we could move faster, but seems to go sideways.
Motion detected at your front door.
In the truck association, I spoke about that. Meeting adjourned.